Hello and welcome to another edition of Real Talk. Well, it appears that Trump can't help but out-Trump himself, and it's doing nothing but causing economic discourse around the world at the moment. As a direct result of that, most currencies are up against the US dollar. Unfortunately, the UK pound is down. In fact, it's down to a 30-year low. But I actually believe the UK currency is low more as a reflection not on how the country's travelling, but just the nervousness of the rest of the world. They're going hard at Brexit, they're really rolling it out now, and they're undoing all of their commitment to Europe. And as a result of that, it's reflecting in their currency. Interestingly enough, the Australian economy is doing well. We have a situation where our retails, we're waiting for our next retail figures. Retail is obviously under a little bit of pressure at the moment. Employment's looking good, but more importantly, our banks are ready, are preparing themselves to make a move to start to increase interest rates. You can see it. It's very apparent in their 2-year offerings, their 3-year offerings. How they're actually viewing their interest rates. In fact, I know when interest rates were coming down, to me that was the most transparent look into how the banks were feeling about things. So if you start surfing the net and looking, you'll actually see it unfold before your very eyes. Interestingly enough, commodities are up all around the world. Iron ore is staggering a further 8% growth. I can't believe where that's sitting at the moment. Onto property, my favourite subject. I happened to listen to a very interesting interview with 2 property experts today on Radio National. What I found frustrating was that they, while they spoke about the Australian market, they tended to divide the market up on a geographical basis rather than the segments, because in the homeowner market you've obviously got international investors, you've got superannuation, you've got first home buyers, you've got straight out investors, and then you've got the homeowners. And what's really, if you look at all the segments around Australia, what's really driving the whole market at the moment is actually the homeowners that are buying their second, third property. Those that are upsizing and downsizing are the ones that are creating the chaos and the price bull market at the moment. Now here's the thing. There's an undersupply in that sector of the market, and that's 43% of the market. Ironically, people are saying, let's push the first homeowners out beyond, they're even talking about getting fast trains to bring them in from places like Lara. I like Lara, there's nothing wrong with Lara. But what worries me about first homeowners going out 50k past, they lose a lot of amenity, they lose a lot of transport, but it also really lessens the female's ability for that work-life balance and having children. It also means that husbands or partners are travelling longer, further for work, coming home tired. I can't actually see that that's necessarily the answer. And some of those belts there's not a lot of growth, which will then hinder the ability to pull out and leverage to start investing. My personal view, and Radio National said so themselves, the oversupply in apartments is now turning. The answer to a bull market in the homeowner market is for people to, rather than looking to go out further and have a hills hoist, is to come inside, substitute the hills hoist for a balcony. Live in the city or inner city, in the donut, have all the amenity, work-life balances, a lot of childcare options. I think it's a much, much better solution. And I think it's a more buoyant solution and a better cultural solution for our new mums and dads. So in terms of the market, I really think there's better answers than pushing the incoming buyers further out. Interestingly enough, the Chinese, we all felt we'd given them a really hard time and they would scurry off. And I noticed Radio National also said that they were going to depart the market. It's actually quite the opposite. The developers are strong, they're coming back into the market, there's quite a flurry, there's real engagement, and even though the Chinese dollar is down, Australia is still seen as the place to be investing. A lot of Asians were going to London. London was up 11% on growth, largely from a recovery of dropping 11% during the GFC. So I really believe the Melbourne market is going to have a really good, consistent growth this year. I really encourage first home buyers to consider coming in closer, live in apartments, give it 3 to 5 years, and then look at your options of moving up into a home. So anyway, I think I'm really keen to get the figures from 2016. They'll be out any moment now. As soon as they do, I'll do another video blog so we can look at how we are tracking year in, year out. I think I'll sign off on that. Thank you so much for listening. Probably a bit of a rant today, wasn't it really? Anyway, take care and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.